Yo, bringing that cyberpunk biz. Now, sorry, that's the hook. But I had this idea, we're living in the world of everyone bringing the vibes in terms of the vibe coding. And I got this book. I've totally enjoyed it. I always refer back to it. It kind of, there's too much to look through. And I want to bring it here. Serious. Hacks, Leaks, and Revelations: The Art of Analyzing Hacked and Leaked Data by Micah Lee. So Micah gave a talk at DEF CON some years ago, and it's pretty legit. And I think you can find it on YouTube somewhere. But what I wanted to do in this like multi-part series is I wanted to take this book, go through it kind of chapter by chapter, and put a vibe coding element to it because you can automate a lot of these tools, meaning hosting a VPS, a virtual private server, the Bash scripting that's involved, the Python scripting involved. You could build these like these tiny little programs here that would help you navigate this sea of leaked data. And this is open data. It's brought to you by our friends at the Distributed Denial of Secrets, which they're posting more secrets than, more like sensitive data that's now public. They're putting it out for to look at. And as we go through the books, of course, we'll, look at all the rules and everything because I ain't trying to get in trouble either. But building in the open some little vibe coding adjuncts, so individual single parlor software that help you, the lay person kind of run through this book here step by step. I'm kind of learning all the basics, but here I'm looking at this book, but it's kind of filtered out of my OBS filter. But yeah, this is a killer book. I have the electronic copy, which I will be showing in like when we kick this off, part two and beyond. But I like a good old page turner these days. So the first one is like learning how to protect yourself and sources, and those basic skills, which I guess are good for journalists also. Me, I'm just kind of a researcher that likes to look at I kind of ninja through data, and that's what I like to do. And data deserves to be free, of course. It deserves to be free. And yeah, but like working on some of this command line interface stuff, making it a little more easy for someone so they don't have to be such a CLI wizard. And then exploring data sets in the terminal. Like, of course, if you're like if you love the bash scripting, which I do, then it makes it rather easy. uh, but there's different ways to use different AI agents that I can already think off the top of my head. I have this what I call like a vibrant engineer, which is basically it's an AI agent that runs Linux commands, and it's pretty well versed in the old bash scripting. So you can use natural language to do the same things that you're going to learn in this book in terms of exploring the data sets in the terminal. There is some stuff that like posting BPS and then grep and these other understanding these. But once you get the focus on it, and then you kind of throw a vibe coding tool on it, something you've coded out, some Python tool, it'll make it easy to understand, and just kind of make it searchable so you can kind of get access. You can bring in the data, ingest the data, organize the data. If you want to build a pipeline, a lot of this stuff is just, it's a lot. It's gigs and gigs of data. So, and I'm sure that it hasn't been kind of sifted through. So, you as a community, like the Blue Leaks Explorer, like understanding how to run the stuff in Docker containers. And they had this whole big thing on the insurrection of January 6th insurrection and all the files and data that's just there to look through. It's open information. So this is the book. Check out the YouTube video, and hopefully we'll be able to kick this off. And I don't get banned from YouTube prior. But anyway, peace.